So where is your next driver, owner, operator, or client going to come from? And it's wild to me how much joy, anxiety, happiness, and panic can come from 6 simple words. I'd even go as far as saying that that single question can make or break an entrepreneur or trucking marriage, right? So while there's many places where drivers and owner operators can obviously come from, and in my opinion, the terms predictability, control, consistency, that so many of us are looking for are really just illusions and used by marketers to sell more of their solutions, right? So I really only know one thing, which is my life got a lot easier when, I was able to wake up and have, you know, 2 or 3 leads every single day that are asking about my services specifically. And over the last 6 months, I've been paying fleet connectors or lead generators about $20 a day to send quality intent leads directly into my inbox. And today I want to share with you how I did that. So everything from setting the whole thing up, finding those lead generators, turning the leads that they send into actual drivers, owner operators, and clients. And the way we're going about that is that first, I'll share with you what fleet connectors are. Those are actually humans, not some AI, right? And what they use to identify your best prospects and then actually convert them into quality leads, asking for your services. We'll go through all of my scripts, SOPs, all of that. We're using that actually turns those prospects or candidates first into followers and email subscribers, then into quality leads again. So later asking for my services, right? As well as all the KPIs so you know if this is actually for you or not. A minute ago, I told you that there are many different places where drivers and owner operators and clients can actually come from. One can run ads, one can build an audience on social media, one can become a great writer. There's many different ways drivers and owner operators can come from. And while I do most of those things inside of my business, here's why fleet connectors have really been a game changer for the consulting business that I'm running, right? So I don't really need to write any ad copy, even though I'm really great at it. I don't need to set up funnels or, really any automation or any tech. So it's very simple for me to get going and get results very quickly. Number two, it comes closest to what people call predictable. So no matter if I'm on vacation, no matter if I work a lot, no matter if I work very little, over the last 6 months, I've been getting those 2 to 3 leads almost every single day. And the leads that I've been getting, there's superior quality, right? Meaning we're actually converting those leads into long-term driver partnerships directly in the DMs without cold calls, expensive ads, random referrals, outdated job boards, and even a friend of mine, Rafael Carroz, he just recently converted one of the leads into a 3 to 4 year lease purchase agreement with the driver. So the leads are superior quality too. And then last but not least, I can pay the fleet connectors on performance, meaning when I need more leads, I can pay them more. And when I need less leads, I can pay them less. And there is one caveat, right? I only really need about 2 or 3 leads every single day. If one needs 100 leads every single day, fleet connectors might not be the best solution for you. And I would recommend you that you try running ads and actual building funnels to get there, right? So speaking of who fleet connectors are for and who I would probably not recommend them to, there are really 2 types of fleet owners, consultants, dispatchers, and agency owners that we've successfully tested fleet connectors with. So I'll just run through those 2 types really quick, right? The ones who just validated a brand new offer, meaning you have an offer, you've maybe signed 2 or 3 drivers, owner operators, you have proof that the offer is working. So for you to get that offer to 5+ drivers, owner operators per month, you really just need more eyeballs, right? More leads. And fleet connectors are great for this because obviously you just signed a couple of drivers, owner operators. You've got to deliver on a fairly new offer while still selling and marketing yourself to continuously get drivers and owner operators. And I believe fleet connectors to be great for you because it alleviates a lot of pressure, meaning you can continuously get more drivers or owner operators without working more hours or sacrificing the quality of results you're going to deliver to your new partners. Number 2 is the fleet leaders or truck dispatchers who are already managing 5, 10+ trucks, 20 trucks, drivers, or clients a month or more. but are kind of juggling too many plates at once, right? Everything they do is working, but to get that offer to take off even more, they really just need more time and leverage. And this is where fleet connectors are great for them, because instead of chasing drivers, they can focus on converting the drivers and buy back time in the recruitment process, especially screening calls that are already time consuming, right? And for most of those established carriers, job boards would work too, but many are not really in a position where they have the time or the funds to go there. They don't have the time and the funds to build the funnel pages, the automations, the websites, and potentially dump maybe $100 or $200 a day into paid advertising to really get an appropriate amount of data and leads to make that worthwhile. So fleet connectors are great for them to get drivers and owner operators sent to them directly, get their automation going, get drivers on autopilot, and really start, getting ready for bigger recruitment campaigns. So cool. So if you are one of those and you're just curious, then let's actually go through that breakdown and jump over to my computer real quick. Great, you're still here. So let's dive into the breakdown. Now, what are fleet connectors? So fleet connectors are simply affordable team members trained on two things: using social media and databases such as Apollo, other databases to actually identify your dream drivers, owner, operator prospects or candidates in the first place. So they follow your criteria, whatever you feel like your best drivers are, and they search social media platforms to identify those individuals, and then they turn those candidates or prospects first into followers and connections, email subscribers, and then into qualified drivers, excited and primed to learn about your opportunity. So one of the fleet connectors that I'm using currently, who's now working full-time for my business, is Marco Ortiz. He operates on performance, meaning he gets paid based on how many qualified drivers or owner operators he identifies and contacts. Right now, I pay him on average anywhere between $10 to $20 a day. You can either recruit fleet connectors who already have experience, or you can train them up yourself. I've done both, and both work fantastically well at the end of the day. What it really comes down to is being able to equip your fleet connectors with the right software and proven assets so they can actually use your SOPs and run the process smoothly. So now that we understand what fleet connectors are, what's the actual setup that they need to operate every single day and get you drivers that are excited to speak about your opportunity? So internally, we use a simple system called FlowChat, but fleet connectors easily can be trained on simple Google documents or tracking sheets, or use more complex systems like Salesforce. Right now, FlowChat, I believe the basic version is around $247, $297 a month. We do have a couple of links that will let you operate this simple system at only $97, right? So essentially we just use that system. It helps us to, number one, quickly find drivers and owner operators from social media and identify which drivers are most likely interested in new opportunities. And now that your fleet connectors essentially have filled their pipelines with prospects or candidates, how do they now go ahead and turn them into followers, connections, email addresses, and then into partners who are asking about your opportunities, right? So internally, we essentially use a two-part process. One part is the relationship building messages to connect and contact the prospects and then turn them into followers and connections. And then we use a value first messages to essentially get them to ask us about our opportunities. So I feel like the best way for me to kind of show you that is to just actually look into my inbox real quick. I have my fleet connectors use my profile because I trust them. When they first started, they would use their own ones, but essentially just looking at some of these conversations, here's a classic relationship building message where essentially, the fleet connectors have a highly personalized script where they personalize the message to the driver. They're reaching out to the lead with value, and we generally, well, not always, but get responses like these with drivers excited and grateful. And then essentially we're asking for their contact information. We get their info. In exchange, we're then sharing valuable resources. So that resource is essentially, again, where the fleet connector personalizes it. It follows a template. It's the same resources we send to everyone besides Obviously the personalization you can see here, which runs drivers through our unique approach, which is basically the fleet connector system that we're using here. Now it runs them through it. Now we connect directly by chat, so it tells drivers about an opportunity. Most of the transportation providers and fleet owners that I know that are using fleet connectors would generally just go straight to a conversation, right? Which is fine too, but then ultimately, that is sent, and here we actually get a message just today reaching out and asking about our opportunities and asking for next steps. Again, we connect by chat, but that would be a great point to, again, just kind of schedule a conversation. So that's a two-part process that we're using. There's a relationship building message to essentially lead with value and turn prospects into followers and connections. And then there's, of course, the value first message to get them to ask about our opportunities. And that's pretty much it, right? All right, so let's speak about actual KPIs and what to expect. Now, in my experience, a fleet connector can very easily identify 200 potential drivers, owner operators, and can contact those 200 every single week. They could even do more, right? But if you're just using social media, like let's say just Facebook, then usually you can't really do more than 200 because it's a limitation from the platform per profile that you're running. So if you're measuring with 200 individual contacts, then this is what you can expect out of 200 prospects contacted, right? You can expect on the low end at least 20 followers and emails, and on the high end 50 connections and followers. Out of those 20 to 50, you would get on the low end 14 drivers or owner operators asking about job opportunities, and on the high end about 21. Now, if you do any recruiting outside of that, outside of fleet connectors, you might be using job boards, you might be using emails, you might be posting content, then you can naturally capture another 20 to 30% within 30, 60, 90 days, just based on your other recruiting efforts, right? Now, that's not, and that's pretty much it. Again, it's very, very simple. Fleet connectors do all the heavy lifting. It works fantastically. Well, if you're looking to work with fleet connectors yourself, and rather than doing it on your own, and you like my help in doing so, then I'm currently running a promotion where I'm helping 3 fleet leaders, dispatchers, or transportation providers to find perfect fleet connectors. I will actually go ahead and I build the messages for you, I build the resources for them, and I'll do all the hiring and the managing, the training for 4 weeks, so that after 4 weeks, you essentially are already generating and converting driver and owner operator leads, but actually end up with someone that can work with you for a lifetime and is delivering you those 2 to 3 qualified driver or owner operator leads every single day. So if you want to know more about that, then let me know. I price it at what I believe is to be very affordable. But if you want to know more about it, reach out to me, click the button somewhere here below this video, and I'll share with you on a one-pager that kind of just runs you through the offer, the price, and everything you need to know. And looking forward to speaking with you.